Hi, good morning, everybody. Shall I start?
Okay. Good morning, one and all present here. On behalf of organizing committee, I, Neha Shropriya, coordinator of this 5-day faculty development program on advancing research methodology through scientific tools and artificial intelligence, jointly organized by Sardar Vallabhbhai National Institute of Technology, Surat, Purnima College of Engineering, Nexus University, South Africa, Research and Development Cell, PCE, Jaipur, MedTech Thinking Foundation, Fazlika, India. Welcome all the dignitaries, Professor Mahesh Bundele, Director, Purnima College of Engineering, Professor Anupam Shukla, Director, NIT Surat, Professor Dr. Pankaj Dimla, Vice Principal, PCE, Convener Professor Shilpi Jain, Department of Mathematics, PCE, Professor Kego Motso Morotolo, President, Nexus University, South Africa, Professor Ajay Shukla, NIT Surat, and the coordinators, Dr. Ranjan Kumar Jana, NIT Surat, Dr. Meher Chand, MTTF Fazlika, Mr. Balwan Sheshma, Mr. Jatin Bansal, and all the participants. This is our fifth day and the session 9 of this FDP. And today's session chair is with us. I would like to welcome Dr. Avinita Gautam in this FDP to chair the session. Dr. Avinita Gautam is a distinguished postdoctoral fellow at the University of Catania, Italy, where she contributes significantly to the realm of scientific exploration with a rich academic journey. Dr. Gautam has earned her expertise through various prestigious fellowships, including the esteemed Newton Baba Fellowship at the University of Cambridge and the DST INPIRE Fellowship at DST CIMS Institute of Science, Banaras Hindu University. Her research interests span across a diverse spectrum with a particular focus on mathematical modeling of biological scenarios, dynamical systems, and neural dynamics. Dr. Gautam contributes have been profound, shedding light of intricate phenomena and pushing the boundaries of scientific understanding. Notably, her academic progress is underscored by her achievement as an MSc Gold medalist, reflecting her exceptional dedication and scholarly excellence. Dr. Avinita Gautam continues to inspire and drive innovation in scientific community, leaving and mark in her field of expertise. So I welcome today's session chair, Dr. Aviniti Gautam from University of Catania, Italy, to chair the session. Ma'am, you can start the session now.
Okay. Thank you so much for this brief introduction. Good morning, everybody. So I am starting my sharing screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay, so as you already know, we are discussing during this faculty development program, and the topic of my talk is interdisciplinary research approaches, importance of interdisciplinary collaboration, identifying interdisciplinary research opportunities, case studies of successful interdisciplinary projects. So I will here discuss every this sections one by one, and together we will see how all subjects together can make an innovative research approach, and it will help us to understand, to have a holistic knowledge about that particular problem. So here I have made this chart so that it will help us to get an idea. So we can see like this STEM is a kind of interdisciplinary research where there are multiple branches which is represented as a subject or field, we can say. So where in this interdisciplinary research approach, where we apply statistics, mathematics, computer science, physics, biology, etc. Nowadays we are applying programming to. Since 5th of Feb, I must say you all are attending different talk by with the help of this platform given by different expertise in AI, big data set, and so on. So let's here first of all discuss the first point, how and when we can say it is interdisciplinary, and maybe it comes in young researchers mind what is disciplinary, and when we will say interdisciplinary, how we can collaborate with other faculties or other experts in this particular area of research. So here I will give very short description or information about this. You can see here the vertical description, so that we will have a very like initial ideas how we are going to differentiate with this interdisciplinary approach among the others approaches. For example, if I will take disciplinary research approach, it is foundation of basic science, or we can say kind of research. But in this case we see how it works, like within the department, if somebody has expertise in complex dynamics, or somebody has expertise in algebra, somebody has expertise in like calculus, and they are oriented with their own problem. Like calculus people will solve calculus problem, complex analysis people will solve that kind of problem, and say real analysis people will solve that kind in problems among their own field or area. So this kind of approach we have learned from, school is or graduation standard. We had focused, okay, this lecture or this class, this credit I have to score in this particular field. In multidisciplinary, where multidisciplines combines together to solve particular problem under the same umbrella. For example, like if we can say we have a kind of one problem in mathematics, but if you are a student of mathematics, then you can feel, if even if we are solving ODE PD, then also sometimes we need a linear algebra, sometimes we need topology or metric space information to solve, to understand the whole problem. So there it comes like to multiple discipline comes together to understand the same kind of problem under a big umbrella, I can say, which is mathematics, or you can also say in the case of data science, which is like a larger domain. You can divide into multiple group and multiple short kind of discipline. Then another one is participatory approach. What kind of this approach is? So I can say here this the reddish one is representing, here you can see the label, this academic knowledge, and this is conventional knowledge, or we can easily say kind of non academic, that might be considered as industry or a kind of health sector or some like that. So in this approach, what kind of things can happen? So where this, in this platform, where academic people can collaborate with non-academic people, and what kind of people they would be? For example, if I will take a very simple exam from the government school, that is midday meal. Government is giving has launched a scheme of midday meal, and students of government school are getting nutrition and proper diet, and they are they are tracking with the help of different apps. If you will talk about the government school teachers, they are tracking different with the help of different apps about the nutrition or data of the student. Similarly, their focus, let's say their problem is to give a balanced diet or proper nutrients to children. At the same platform, some kind of NGOs which are not from the academic, but they are from the supporter or from the non-academic part of the society, they are also helping for the same kind of problem to give a balanced diet, nutrition diet. What kind of this kind of structure or kind of agencies they are? For example, NGO, there are multiple there are lots of NGO which are contributing in the field of midday meal sector, and there are lots of example in bioscience, like when vaccine is given to everybody, then NMNs or ASHA worker and teachers, even from the teachers, even from the like kind of university people, everybody is contributing towards the study of antibodies or contributing toward the vaccine uh, to give vaccination to people of this country. Next is interdisciplinary approach. In this case, not it is not only focused to a particular discipline like maths or I can say statistics or kind of biology. Here we are focusing on a single problem with multiple approach. For example, if I want to know about the like what will be the climate tomorrow, so you can we will discuss in later slide which kind of discipline will work together to solve this kind of interdisciplinary approach. But here just I want to mention, if we want to see a single problem, then we have to see others perspective too. If we have to see the change of climate, then we have to see environmental factor, we have to see maybe mathematical modeling perspective, what will be the then probability which comes under statistic. So what will be the chances from the previous data. So again the data analysis will also come. So it's kind of with same problem, but we have to understand each independent discipline together to understand that particular problem. What will be the transdisciplinary approach? Here academic section will come with some kind of industrial companies or multinational companies or other uh, agencies, we can say. For example, the good example is vaccination, vaccine design, I must say, because why only industry people cannot make vaccine design. It research, like research is needed behind that, theoretical approach is needed behind that. We will see in next next part of this lecture that how and which kind of departments are involved in this vaccine design. So this is like a brief introductory like knowledge how we know which kind of discipline when immersed, when we see when we can say interdisciplinary or disciplinary. So here this session is totally focused on interdisciplinary research approaches. So interdisciplinary research involves the collaboration and integration of a knowledge where multiple discipline or more than one discipline can comes together to work or solve complex problem. As I mentioned, this approach encourages in a holistic understanding by combining insights from various fields. So what kind of interdisciplinary approaches are? So, team science, transdisciplinary research, complex system approach, action research, problem oriented research, integration of disciplines, and many more. But here I will focus some these 6 points one by one so that we will get a better understanding on each component of these approaches. So first is integration of discipline. So it's clear from the sentence, like integration of discipline, that means researchers from different backgrounds work together to integrate their expertise. So if let's say I am from the mathematics background and you are from the physics background, somebody is from the biological background, and we have to solve some kind of problem which requires all three expertise. So we can together work on that problem to integrate our knowledge, to integrate our discipline, to come under like a come on same page, like okay, this is the problem, okay, this is my input, this is your input, and this is her or his input, and then we are going to solve, and then we will see how we will approach to solve that particular problem. This approach seeks to combine insight from fields such as I mentioned, biology, psychology, any field. It depends on problem, what actually needed to solve that problem. Second is transdisciplinary research, which I mentioned, is, for example, is vaccine design. Here, see, let's say COVID-19 or SARS-CoV-2. So this is the case of variants or this is virus. So then it needed multiple sequence alignment. We cannot research on a particular okay, we get one variant, how we are going to from news you have like listen, like okay, this is the variant, this, and this is the Omicron variant, this is different kind of variant. So some people are even predicting maybe what are the possible variant of this particular virus. So from then, next step is multiple sequence alignment. Then maybe prediction of mutation. They are mutating the kind of sequence, and they are presenting in the form of simulation because they cannot do it by hand. So they need computer, they need simulation technique, and then they made kind of epitope prediction, or they differentiate what kind of role will be for B cell, what kind of role will be for T cell, which is part of our immune system. Then it goes to vaccine design. Then it goes to in silico evaluation, because for every vaccine design it is not possible to do vivo experiment, because vivo experiment, that is what we are seeing from lab, what we are seeing in hospitals, that is not cheaper, that is very expensive. If we have to test a particular things on mice or mouse, we can say, then we have to buy that particular mouse, rabbit, monkey, then only they can injection, and then they can see what will happen to their immune system with that drugs, and then only they can apply it on human beings. So this kind of things they cannot do more often. So for that, nowadays they are doing in silico evaluation. They are making kind of digital patient in computer, and then they are testing that drugs, that pattern of that drugs, and then they are seeing what is the behavior of immune system. So for every infection, toxoplasma plasmosis, maybe kind of like cold or other. So for everything, SARS-CoV-2, COVID-19, for everything they are testing firstly in silico, then only they are consulting the uh, health people, medical team, so that they can apply this kind of inputs, and then they, with their own research, they can make a design, or they can perform the further analysis or real on the real patients. So see how many disciplines are involved in this kind of small project. But what we are seeing, it's like okay, vaccine, that belongs to biology people, but it's not like that if we will go in depth deep research. So next is team science, which is very important part of interdisciplinary research, because if I am going to collaborate with some other people, then what will happen? It should be mutual interest and trust, and other factors like inspiration, exchange, assistance, support. We have to share success as well as we have to share failure. We should be working under like a team spirit. It is not like that, okay, I, since it is my idea, I am going to write paper, I am going to deliver everything. So if I am not consulting that person, and I am collaborating with that person, then what is meaning of collaboration? I should do it by myself, right? So if we are doing approaching through interdisciplinary research, and I want my research to be interdisciplinary, so I have to understand what kind of field I need, what kind of expert I need to collaborate with. Then only we can I can understand problem, and then I can use the inputs. Okay, this like modeling part is from my side, I can do it. Then if the information is from biological background, if my inputs are going to give information about some immune system, information about neuroscience, then I will not be kind of that expert, so I will write everything about that. So in order to do a good interpretation, I need immunologists, I need neuroscientists. They will help. Okay, I am going to say X is increasing, what will happen? And he will or she will introduce me that X is maybe behavior of neuron. So if we are going to give inject some kind of stimulation, then neuron will start firing action potential, and that's how our brain works, like sending information from one neurons to other neurons. So we need proper expertise, we need proper experts. And when that will happen, when we have mutual understanding, teamwork, and these things, when what I have mentioned here. Next is problem oriented research. So in this section is like one possibility is I have decided my topic and I am going to do research one by one. Next is I have decided one problem which is maybe based on real problem. For example, food chain or food web network. I want to understand food web network. Then which kind of field I have to introduce in my problem? Mathematician, of course, if I'm going to model for this network. Then ecologist, because there are lots of things we as a mathematician we cannot predict what are the possibility which are going to impact our model or our result of simulation of a model. Then environmentalist, because here you can see each variable, if I will say the word animal as a variable, each variable is linked to another variable. So in this case it's not like isolation case, okay, I am sitting inside the room alone, so nobody is going to disturb. No, it's not like, it's a part of environment. So if if there is a tiger or lion, so definitely it will give some impact to whole wave system. Like if there is, what will happen if I will remove all these variables and if we will have only mouse, then in this country or in this ecosystem only we will see mouses, we cannot see other. But to maintain the balance, to maintain the cycle of this ecosystem, every variable plays important role. So in order to understand this web network, for example, from the environmental point of view, we say competition factor, fear factor. We are introducing this kind of factor in mathematical modeling. What will happen if predator, there is a fear of predator inside the prey? And what will happen if there will be competition for same kind of food to two different predator? Maybe smaller animal can be eaten by lion as well as tiger. So what will happen if both will compete with each other? What will be the impact of that wave network or that cycle? So this kind of things we have to focus. Okay, let's say this is the problem, and then we are going to approach with different disciplines. Next is complex system approach. So studies system with multiple interacting components where understanding one part requires considering its relationship with the whole. This I have mentioned here one photo which I have studied in my PhD, that is Toxoplasma gondii life cycle. So this is basically a disease which is toxoplasmosis, which is caused by Toxoplasma gondii, that is a parasite. So in order to study this cycle, how it is going to impact host here is human. So how it is going to infect host, in order to study that we have to understand what is going in, inside the host. Because when this kind of parasite enters the human body, it replicates inside the body. Then also it affect the other part of immune system. But parallelly there are something which is going outside of the host. That is how we are going inside the cycle of this, from the consumption of food or contaminated food or water, by eating under like raw or undercooked meat, or by, like if I have pet, maybe there is a possible, or cat, maybe possibility I can get some kind of infection from the cat or dogs. It is possibility, like those who have pets. So in order to understand the cycle, we have to understand the environmental factor as well as what is going inside the host. Then only we can understand, because if I am going to model, then I have to consider both. What will be the chances that it will stop multiplying itself when it will interact with strong, that maybe a native immune system, maybe with adaptive immune system. Maybe my immune system is so strong so I can kill the virus. Maybe somebody's immune system is not that strong, so maybe they will suffer and their healthy cells will goes down and they need time to recover. So this all dynamics will come under the same this complex system approach, where it is not easy because we have to transform all this aspect in compartmental model. Then we can study develop a model, then we can study that particular model. So this is a way we can see also food web network with this complex giant structure. There are many more. So I have choose this just to understand. Next is action research. It requires, it's very kind of one to one, like okay, let's plan, then act, observe and reflect. It's like not based on only previous information, or not based on like okay, if we will get this then we will apply this method next year. No, okay, we are going to introduce some problem, it should be like present kind of thing. Okay, let's plan. Some problems are kind of that, okay, I have to make schedule for the class for examination. So what I will do, I will collect the number of students, I will collect the number of subjects they need to appear for the exam, and then I will set a timetable. It's not like I have to go through literature review of last year, how the last professor has designed the timetable. It's not like that. I can do my research of data analysis and I can plan accordingly. So it's a very short example of action. You have to plan, then you have to do, and then apply. Next is importance of interdisciplinary collaboration. So since you are also a part of collaboration, because this is a platform of interdisciplinary research, you have been learning from the last couple of days data science, AI, machine learning and many more. So this kind of platform is also a kind of collaboration platform. So what are the importances for this kind of interdisciplinary collaboration? First is innovation and creativity. So we get new ideas, we are gradually we are growing and being creativity towards problem. Like okay, it's not like we earlier what we are doing, okay, let's a theorem inside the mathematics, then we are going to prove lemma, and then again using lemma, then again. Now we can apply in real life problem that kind of concept. So it is also not innovation, but as well as creativity with your concept, how you are applying your concept with different fields, with different problems, which is based on applications. Second is enhanced research quality. Of course it is going to enhance your research quality, because being a mathematician, I am writing one paper or I am doing one research, that is not good as when I am collaborating with different expertise on the same problem. Because as I mentioned, I will only write, or I will only dictate the things mathematically, but I cannot do it what is actually uh, going to serve non-mathematical background people. Because those who are from biological background, and they are going to see, okay, they are she is going to deliver talk on how immune dynamics is behaving, or what is the immune dynamic under like a particular infection, then she will I am supposed to give biological information to her. But when she comes under like my present, she is contacting me and I am giving her lecture, okay, this is the graph and this shows there is a kind of suppression of infection, and this helps to activation of immune system. What will happen? She will get nothing, or maybe if she has background of mathematics, will get something. But if I am collaborating with right people, or with the like with those kind of experts who have background in my particular problem which I'm going to introduce, then I will collect all knowledge, not only mathematically but as well as biologically, and I can put together to form a very enhanced research, and then I will be able to deliver to mathematical people as well as from those who are from biological background, or maybe those who are from not from either of background, like neither of math or not. So I can introduce that particular problem to everybody, and everybody can understand, because this is part of our health, this is part of our life. So third is improved problem definition. So again, when we are applying interdisciplinary research, it's not only a challenge how I am going to solve that problem, but it also improve our problem definition. Maybe after analyzing, like, okay, after I'm going to discuss with you and you are from different expertise, maybe I will reframe my question. I can reframe my problem. Okay, now earlier I was studying the role of dynamics, role of nonlinear dynamics on this problem. Now I am doing computational neuroscience. So it's like as well as mathematics, as well as neuroscience, as well as programming. So when I'm going to discuss with somebody who has expertise, then maybe I get chance to improve my questions, improve my problem definition. Even if maybe it is possible when you are in PhD, in first year you have defined your thesis title as a different, but after doing research, after discussing with your supervisor or other faculty member or maybe your colleagues, after 1 year you decided like, okay, no, this is not suitable title for my thesis, maybe I will do it like this. If possible, you can change your title too. So this insights are really helpful to enhance your research career. Next is career development. So of course in industry you are getting job. When you are expert in some kind of particular field, your career is developing, so you are getting knowledge day by day. Gradually you are being expert of that particular field and you are ready to contribute your concepts, your content, your information to somebody else, which may get help from you. Next is interdisciplinary education. So being a part of one discipline, when you are going to collaborate with other people, you are learning that particular science too. Because when I was doing in my PhD, I learned neuroscience, I learned immunology, I learned everything, because I had to introduce these things in my uh, problem, in my thesis. So I need to learn, because without learning you cannot proceed further. So you learn, so your education is also enhancing day by day when you are going to collaborate or when you are doing some kind of interdisciplinary research. Next is policy and decision making. In some cases you can also make policies and decision making. You can do, for example, if I have a data and on climates or on some kind of disease, so I will take both examples so that it will give you an idea. For example, I take a data set of climate and I need to decide a threshold value above which we can say this day is hot, and below the another threshold, because same threshold will not be okay for the both cold and hot day. So another threshold I have to find below which, if there is a temperature, then I can say to this particular day is cold day, or kind of kind which comes under winter season. So we need to find a particular same thing happens in case of infectious disease. If I have a data, large set of data, I need to find threshold values which works under PCR testing, because that you may see in last like 2020 or 2021, 2022 year, we have been doing like PCR testing or COVID testing. So what kind of test is that? So they also have a particular threshold and they are testing the antibodies, and with that particular threshold, if something is higher than that threshold, we can say that particular person is infected from COVID. And if your result is below that line, then you are you are not infected, then you comes under negative, your report is negative. Same is happening with antigen test, maybe dengue, maybe malaria, maybe uh, cancer. It's kind of we need something to decide, and this interdisciplinary research approach help us to understand this kind of, or to make kind of decision for this kind of problem. Next, this holistic problem solving, I already mentioned twice. So it's kind of, if I'm going to solve one problem, then we have to see each component, whatever is aligned with that particular problem. So maybe if let's take example of mathematical modeling. Depends, if mathematical modeling is on ecology, we have to understand ecology part too. If it is on biological system, we have to understand that biological system too. It helps us on tackling grand challenges. So sometimes it happens like, okay, for example, you have to go from point A to point B, what you cannot follow blindly. Okay, see, if you are using that route for like last so many years, then you can do that. But being a new person to that particular city, you have to go from place A to place B, then you will search Google Map. You will see the possible route, and you will choose obviously for shorter. You don't want to pay for a cab for a longer routes, right? So you will choose the shorter path. So this also helps to you to understand. You calculated in your mind. You see the Google Map. You use the technology. Then you are applying and you are making decision. Okay, I will choose this path to go from to reach point B. Even cab driver is like rerouting, then you can say him, no, please take this route because this is the shortest route. So this kind of things happening in our daily lives. So this is also interdisciplinary research approach towards our real life. Next is cross pollination of ideas. It happens sometimes when we are discussing with somebody, or we are collaborating with somebody. It happens when we are listening somebody's others thought. We get an idea like, okay, I was trying to solve this problem, but now I got. Sometimes you are not asking question, but you are getting answers by your own, because you are listening something which comes under whatever you have decided earlier. So sometimes it happens, okay, you are attending some kind of workshop, and you listen some kind of talk, and you got some idea. Okay, and now I will work on this particular problem. So this happens when you are traveling or attending different activities, seminars, or workshop. Next is effective communication. It also improves to convey things what you have done more effectively. Because when you are doing some kind of research or study, keeping by yourself is not a good idea. Then what is kind of these are not kind of things you can do. Okay, this is a particular recipe you are eating, you are making, and you are eating. Okay, it's tasty, that's all. It's not, it's research. You will love to share these ideas on various platform to discuss with others, so that you can get some feedback possibility. They many people can give you feedback, or to you can also provide documents and content which will be the literature reviews for the future people. So how we are getting bundles and bundles of research paper? Because they did something, they shared online, then we are getting as a content for our research, which we are doing like background check or literature review. It also helps real world relevance. So when we are doing interdisciplinary research, we are not limited to some kind of context or textbook or only theoretical application. We are open to real world relevance. We are saying, okay, because when you will apply for some kind of grant or project, so they must ask you one question: what will be the global impact of your problem? What will be the regional impact of your problem? So you need to understand what, if you are going to decide a problem, whether it is going to help your society, whether it is going to give some new inputs which already not have been done yet, or whether it is kind of challenging thing which should be considered as a point of future point of reference. So it should be not like, okay, I am doing anyway and it has no relevance with application, no relevance with real life. So it helps us to maintain that kind of problem related to application or real world. So interdisciplinary research also has, as I have mentioned, many things advantage, like facilitates an active exchange of knowledge, addresses complex global challenges, real world relevance, expanding knowledge and expertise. But it also has some disadvantage. And what will it be? So challenges is finding common ground. So it is possible when you are collaborating with somebody and you are also in a doubt of your own context, and you are expecting, okay, you are going to share something with, like you are from background X and you are collaborating with background Y, and you stuck on some problem during discussion on problem from your own background. So that is possible, that because that person may not help you, or maybe it is possible, sure he can, but in many cases maybe it is not possible. So then you thought, okay, if I should go to my own discipline, or you have to study more. So sometimes it happens, if problem is too like complex and you have to decide a particular challenge, okay, how to come out from this particular challenge, then maybe it is possible you will stuck some kind of in finding common ground. Second is evaluation and assessment of complexity. If problem is complex, then maybe it is possible that from your point of view is complex and then other point of view is complex. So but this kind of things can be shortened. Maybe you can add more and more expertise, but again next day you will find, okay, I need one more expert. And when you will solve this problem, and if you will go in depth of that issues or problem, then you will realize again I need one more expert. Because if I will take example of ocean or brain, it's very complex. Maybe somebody can help ocean. We don't know the like actual depth of the ocean, what kind of species there. Research is going on, and everybody has expertise or some kind, with some kind of limitation. Nobody can help you out with every kind of problem with solution. So it is possible for some kind of complexities. Next is resource intensive, time consuming. It is final that you will find something and you will reach to some kind of outcome, but maybe it will take time. For example, as I did my research from during my PhD, which was in University of Cambridge, and still I am working on it, since it was, that research is on real data set. So it's like people from Australia, US, UK, and I from India are contributing together on that project. So I'm not sure when publication will come out, when I will be able to share my things to my people. Okay, I have done this research, or I have gained this research. So it is not possible that within the fixed deadline you will reach to some kind of conclusion. It will take time. And suppose this paper belongs to your PhD, then what will happen? You will take 7 years, 10 years to complete your PhD. So sometimes you have to see what kind of phase, in what kind of phase you are. So if you need 2 papers to submit your PhD, you have to parallelly do your own things, which can be which can be done earlier than that. But this kind of approach will enhance your research career, because this kind of papers or sharing of knowledge will be very impactful in your life, and you will learn more and more. Next is potential dominance of larger discipline. So if somebody is collaborating with one biological people, and in that team, let's say there are 5 mathematicians, so what kind of thing you are what kind of idea you are thinking, like the project and the research will be most mathematical oriented, right? Because there are 4 persons from mathematical background and 1 person from biological background. So dominance will happen, like they will dominate the paper mathematically. So it is possible that it will happen in some cases. But again, my suggestion is like, what is your problem? If your problem is specific, like I need to solve this, it doesn't matter it is written in the way of mathematically or it is written in the way of biologically. If you are the leader of that project, you need to decide which kind of expert you have to collaborate with and what kind of information you want to give readers or audience through your research study or papers. Next are benefits of interdisciplinary research. So better critical thinking, at these points I already discussed, well-rounded problem solving approach and visibility to wider audience. So I will give some inputs on this last point. So when I am like writing paper in mathematics, or somebody is writing in the field of computer science and somebody else is writing in the field of biology. So biology people will read the paper from the biological background, mathematics people will read the paper from math. But what if I will introduce multiple discipline in my paper? Then what will happen? I will attract not only mathematician but also biological people, maybe computer scientist people. They will see, okay, what kind of biological problems she is going to address in her paper. Computer scientist people may see, oh, what kind of tools he is using inside, like to simulate her model or to understand. Mathematical people maybe say, oh, what kind of mathematical approach she is using. So see, with one paper, how many discipline I'm going to attract together with the same kind of research. So that will enhance your audience. It will increase day by day, because if you are doing interdisciplinary research, there are many young scientists or researchers who want to collaborate with, who want to see your innovation, who want to see or learn from your research ideas. Next is interdisciplinary research opportunity. So here I will discuss what kind of research opportunities we have through this interdisciplinary research. First, I want to say literature reviews. Why is important? Because conducting comprehensive literature review across various fields of study can help identifying gaps, overlaps, or emerging trends that could potentially benefit your from your interdisciplinary approach. So if you are doing literature review, let's say when we are developing model and we are using data, then during research we are seeing various, like from 1980s or from even in 20s, there are lots of data on particular, for example, Nipah virus, Ebola virus, or COVID. Recently there are lots of paper on that. But I was attending one seminar or workshop of one PhD student, and she was giving lecture on loopholes of data. So then it seems very interesting to me, because she was giving lecture on since 1980 till 1980 there were kind of female deaths because of that infection. But next, a researcher removed that data of female death, and afterwards everybody was citing only the data for death of men. So it doesn't matter that death of female was the data was one or two, but it is kind of female was removed from the data set, right? And everybody is now following only men death. And what will be the kind of assumption from those next papers, like this disease will affect only men? So maybe those who have done literature review like very recent year, 5 years, what she or he will conclude that this disease will only affect men, right? So this kind of things needed to be explained when we are doing literature review, because when we are using interdisciplinary research and we are doing literature review, we are doing not only one science, not only one discipline, we are reading papers from different. Even we are not understanding the medical paper which are based on experiments or result from medicine, but we can understand abstract, we can understand results and conclusion, and we can find, okay, what kind of things are happening inside. You can understand, even you are not going to too deep in particular terms, but you can get an idea what is going to happen with that kind of consideration or problem. So this kind of literature review approach always help us to make a basic understanding on that particular problem, to understand where are the gaps, what kind of things which have not already been addressed, which you can put as a novelty in your research, which you can, maybe it is possible that everybody was caring about some particular direction, and you can think something else based on same kind of research. So that will be innovative ideas for you. You can take this opportunity with the help of literature review, and you can think the same problem with very different angle, which can lead to very different possible uh, interpretation for the research. Next is attend conferences and workshops. This is very common, and I know you already know about that. But this kind of conferences and workshop are not only to go and attend. Choose your experts and talk. Prioritize which kind of talk is needed for you. Like if you are master students, or if you are PhD students, or even last year of PhD student, then prioritize which kind of workshop. If you are going to particular workshop, which kind of talk is relevant to your research, and then you should like mark it like this: okay, I will definitely listen this. And not only listen, you should collaborate or try to contact or interact with those people, and you can share your own ideas. Okay, I have writing my thesis and I have done this, can you give some inputs about that, and what are the challenges while doing this kind of research from your side. So you can discuss this kind of problem. Maybe you will see the same problem she or he is also having, and but maybe they will help you to get out from that kind of particular problem. Sometimes what happens when you are interacting on over tea break or over lunch break or over dinner break, so if you have problem, maybe somebody will help you. Okay, you can use Fourier transformation in your model, you can use maybe Laplace transformation in your model, and you can see the solution. Maybe they will help you out if you will discuss. Okay, we can do. Maybe sometimes they forgot, but there are possibilities. But if you will not talk, then there is no possible, like chances is very zero, like exact zero. But if you are discussing, then there are some chances. Okay, next is collaborate with expert. As I mentioned, try to collaborate. It's not like, okay, if you are not even attending workshop and seminars, let's say in this month there is no workshop and seminar, and you are stuck with some problem and you need really help to search, then search some kind of event is going like in India or in your city. If not, then contact, search on Google those who are experts from your background, write email to them, address your problem. If maybe they if they have time, then they will contact you, or they will give some references of their student, or maybe they will give references of somebody else. So this, or maybe they will help you. Okay, let's collaborate, he is helping and she is or she is helping, and then you can collaborate together on a particular problem. But this happens only when you will take initiative by your own, because it is not possible somebody is going to tell you, okay, let's collaborate on this topic. It is not going to happen. Next is stay informed about funding opportunities. In India nowadays, there are lots of funding, not only in India, even outside of India. So, like last 10 years, it has been increasing, like day by day. I can say there are lots of funding. So explore funding agencies, grant opportunities. Like for example, there are research grant, there are seminar workshop grant, training program grant, fellowship grant, travel grant, publication grant. So for anything there is a grant. So in kind of academia, so you can write or you can search about funding. Let's say you are a PhD student or research student, you want to explore as an intern on some other field which is relevant to your research area or research problem. you can write and you for a kind of grant, and you can travel to that particular department and you can discuss the problem with experts, you can collaborate with them, and then come back and write your issues, then solve your problem. So this kind of things are possible. Next is you can attend workshop, you can attend seminar, not only national, there are like DST SERP or a travel grant which they are giving for international research and conferences to attend research and conferences as well as. So you will get paid to attend if you are going to submit let's say your content, your talk, your topic, and then they will approve based on like, since these opportunities are very competitive, so they will filter it out. Maybe you will get a chance, and if your document and if your content and everything is very relevant, they will consider you. So you will get a chance, you will get a fund to attend that particular seminar or conferences where you can collaborate with not only people from different expertise but also from other nations, because in international collaboration you can, they are also waiting for young researchers. If you will give one idea, they will be happy to collaborate with. So because they are running multiple projects together, it's not like, okay, I have only one problem, I have to just write thesis. They are working on particular thesis, PhD student problem, side by side they are working on some other projects, European project, UK funded project, USA funded project, they are even India project, Horizon project. So they are working on different projects. So when you are sharing your problem with that kind of expert, they will help you or suggest you some kind of possibility where and to whom you can collaborate with. Fellowship grant is also available. So through this grant you can get a chance to move abroad, to learn something there, and then come back and apply in your research or thesis. So there are also other fundings, even you can google it, because these are seasonally, like it's not like some there are some grants which is open throughout the year, but there are some which have some kind of deadline. Some grants are in like September, some grants are like in March. So you have to stay tuned about that. So you have to understand there are some kind of like visiting fellowship as well as. So you will be a kind of visiting researcher for another country. You have to go there. Maybe you will get a chance to deliver your concept there or get some feedback from there and then come and apply. Or maybe you get some new insight there, you can orient with some other problem there which is relevant to your research, but it's in a very different dimension. So you can do all it with funding opportunities. Next is join interdisciplinary research center, that is helping you to improve your research knowledge. So it's not okay you are affiliated to a particular discipline, so you have to do that particular research. You can cross the boundaries, you can uh, collaborate with other people, like say for example, if you are facing issue with some static how to use a statistical tool in your research, you will search, maybe you will get some help. But what if you collaborate with or get help or discuss some this kind of concept with people from a statistical background, so they will help you out to solve that kind of, with the help of tools they will help you. Maybe they will help you directly. One time it happened also in my life during my PhD. uh, there are like the people was from that person was from geographical background, and he has data set like 1 2 3 sheet, and he has to find mean median mode for his particular data. And he was traveling from department to department, just who the person he was also only needed the person who can help him with finding mode and median. I was outside of my department, and he told me, he asked me, can you help you with this, because I was searching the person from a statistical background, but I am not able to find somebody who can help uh, on this topic. So being a mathematics student, it's very easy for you to see. And he was supposed to pay for this, because he got some kind of funds to do this statistical analysis from his university. So he was saying, I will pay 100 per sheet, like for one data sheet you are going to find mean, median, mode, and he will pay for that particular sheet. But that was very, like, not that complex data set. I said, no, I can do it by it was hardly half hour. I took half an hour to take, to solve or to give him the analysis of his data set. So see, from his perspective, he is not able to solve this. So what will happen, he know the data, he has collected the data for that geographical region, and now he wanted to solve and give, see the simulation, like if statistically I can say mean, median, mode, how his data is oriented, whether it is normal distribution or not. So but he is not able to do that. Why? Because he has no background of mathematics, he has no background from statistics, but he wanted to solve this problem, and unfortunately he has to tackle with mathematical and statistical approach. So but nowadays it's like, it's not that kind of rocket science, you can learn from YouTube's, but it is, even now it is not possible for everybody to understand. Some people are like, they are not, okay, or kind of familiar with mathematical terms, so they are scared to solve this kind of issues. So so we can apply by our life, too. So when I have some kind of problem, maybe it is possible that I need somebody from the some other expertise or other background, which I don't have any information, even the background, even the basic knowledge about that. So then in that case I will search for the person who can, just one moment, so I will search for the person who can help me to solve this issue, and that will be kind of god for me, if he's going or she is going to help with this, that kind of issues. Next is cross departmental initiative. If you have decided a problem of research, then try to find disciplines and uh, try to collaborate with other discipline. It's not like not should be very isolated or limited. So you can search for departmental seminar or meetings, because inside the universities every department has their own activities plans, right? They have seminars, they have workshops, they have different meetings. So what we can do, we can see their timeline on it, we can see the talk is relevant, maybe sometimes it happens even the talk is from some scientist of ISRO, and he is going to uh, give, which is very relevant for physicists as well as the people from mathematical modeling background, but those who are working for fluid dynamics, those who are working for aerospace. So see, the person is giving talk on particular department, like for physical concept, but that is going to help not only from the physical people from physical background, but as well as mathematical background. So you need to search, you have to look for different activities and seminar. So you have to stay tuned for that, because if you are not going to explore even within your university or within your city in other institutions, so maybe, because nowadays they are doing it online, so you can attend even from your home. So you will get some ideas. I'm not saying you will in every seminar you will get new ideas and you will start. It is not possible that you will start doing research on every topic, but let's say, because we need some kind of motivation, maybe in 2-minute talk, maybe in, like, if I'm knowing that person from last 10 years, and suddenly his or her lesson teach me, give me some motivation to start a new problem. So because being a researcher, you know the ideas, it's not like, okay, I'm opening the book and I'm reading something and suddenly I will get ideas. No, maybe I'm traveling somewhere, I'm walking in garden, or I'm cooking, and I will get some idea if my mind is focused on that particular concept. So when you are attending that kind of seminars and you are seeing the visuals, their concept, so maybe you will get clicked by some idea which is relevant to your problem. Next is problem focused approach. So we already I have discussed. So your approach should be problem focused. Like, you have decided one problem, then you have to find every possible W and H, where to start with, why I'm doing this, what are the possible significances for this problem, who will help me out, those who are experts from different background, how I will proceed this kind of problem, what will be the complexities, when I need kind of support or not, to whom I should contact, which aspects I have to consider in this particular problem. So it's like all W's you have to solve for a particular. If you will solve everything, then if you will get all questions, answer of all W's question, then you will have a brief introduction or knowledge about your problem, how you are going to implement, how you are going to state what are the motivation of your problem, and how you will proceed with that particular problem. Because sometimes it's not like you will get the solution in 1 week or 1 month. Sometimes maybe you will take 1 year to solve that problem, because it's always on priority. Because life, it's like, not everybody is dedicated to research. First is your health, then family, then work. Third, work comes under third stage, so third category. So it's like you have to prioritize yourself. But whenever you are doing research, so you have to focus on problem, then you have to address all these aspects, then you will innovate, you will redefine your problem. It will, you will see that with that particular problem, you are, when I will say, okay, imagine 3 dimension. So I don't have to say, okay, let's suppose this is x, this is y, and this is z. You will think in your mind, okay, you are visualizing by yourself abstractly inside your mind. So similar manner, when you will read that particular question, you will have all the dimension, from where to start, to whom you should approach, how you will start with, what kind of challenges you will face, and how to solve what kind of technique you need to use. Next is interdisciplinary workshop and symposia. Sometimes there are lots of, and this is one of the platform you are joining here. Like, this is also interdisciplinary workshop symposia platform. So but there are kind of other things too. I don't know in India we have or not, but there are lots of university, they are organizing kind of seminars where people they are giving talk of their PhD or initial research. So what is happening? So there is a community from, like, disease dynamic cells, or like immune dynamic cells, or like data interpretation, or like artificial intelligence. So being a PhD student or being a master student, I have started my research, so I can give presentation in that. It's not like you are going to pitch your ideas and somebody will install. It's not like that. You are just addressing roughly. uh, it's not like you are giving your own model in public domain, but you are just introducing your ideas, what your question of your research is, problem of your research is, what kind of methods you are using, what kind of challenges you are facing, and what kind of possible outcomes you are expecting from that problem. You can also ask for feedbacks, and everybody, because that kind of stage is from different background, like not only different background, from different country as well. So they will, the audience or the listener will suggest you, they will ask you question, maybe that you will not be able to, some in some cases you will not be able to address the question, but you will get the ideas in which direction you should move your research. You will get feedback. So if you are using one method, maybe they will propose, no, use this method, maybe they will give you more accurate solution, so you will get a chance to improvise your research. Somebody maybe help you to, okay, have you considered these aspects in your research, maybe you are missing something important, and they will suggest you, and you can add those kind of things in your research. Next is use online platforms. You all are hopefully using, and these are very good platform to share your knowledge, and there are many more, and every day you will find something new in on every platform from other experts or researchers. So explore online platforms and forums that connect researchers from diverse background. So in ResearchGate, Google Scholar, Academia, you can also log in with Web of Science if you have research on that, Scopus. So you will get different papers, maybe based on same kind of same under same umbrella. Like if you are going to this use, like very simple, if you have to use AI tools, or you have to analyze the data, so the data should be from tutor background, the tutor collection data. The data would be like, okay, let's, I want to see how many people, or which country has wishes more happy Diwali on Twitter. How we will find this? So in order to know, of course, in India it will be like more happy Diwali. So, but we need to see which, maybe which European countries has used more happy Diwali word um, on social platform Twitter to wish other people. So this kind of data is also kind of problem is also addressable. Second is like in AI, you are using AI, so you can see in which kind of discipline you can use AI. Nowadays everybody is using, but in your research you have to decide whether it will be good to use in your this particular problem, or if you are like you are going to work on more real, like you don't want to generate some any fake data set or any data from literature review, and you want to do your own research, you want to collect your own data. Because for example, there are also many agencies who are collecting data and storing data, and from there you have to pay and you have to get the data, and you will get access of original data of patient, original data of that virus, original data of Zika virus. So then you can do your own study based on real life examples. So these are the using these online platforms, you will see, because in every research article you will see from where they have addressed the data sets, so you will get idea from there. You let's say you are stuck with the problem where I have from where I will get the data. Do research, do literature review, you will get information that there are various paper on that particular data set, and you will get the agency. If that is contactable for free, you should contact, and if it is like payable, then you should go for kind of agencies, or kind of universe, maybe university will help you, or maybe supervisor will help you. So because for some kind of universities it is free to access those kind of research paper, but for some are that are not possible. But if you have good network, then you can contact, for example, IIT Kanpur, you can contact IIT Bombay, or you have your friends in other countries, you can contact them. Oxford University, they will download and give you that particular paper or that particular data sets if it is payable for, because for some articles you will find that you have to pay something. So you can do it like that. So this is kind of sharing. If you are more on sharing or making network kind of platform, then you will be able to enhance your research, and you will see what kind of inputs you had in your first paper and the recent paper. You will see the changes, how your thinking level, how your writing dimensions are diverging from in 360-degree. Next is industry collaboration. Collaborate with professionals from industry sectors. Our interdisciplinary approaches are common. So I don't know you have heard about that, but there is an example. IIT Madras Incubation Cell supports in technology and knowledge-based startups. And not only IIT Madras, but many IITs, they are giving fund to collaborate with other industries. So they are giving kind of a jobs screening they are taking job screening initiatives. They are making some kind of robot, they are making some kind of bicycle, they are making some kind of electronic gadgets. And if that is working, after demo, some multinational companies or some industry is collaborating with that particular people, so or that particular person. So in this kind of approach, when you are developing something and you know that this is your copyright, and you can file your patent, and this is going to be very new for this research community, then you can collaborate with industry accordingly, which is relevant, that will multiply your research inputs, that will help you. For example, if it is gadgets, so that person cannot build a company to multiply that gadget or profit. But if he or she will contact with some industry which can make production of that gadget, that will be helpful for both. The industry will get idea from that academia or academic person, and that person will get a profit from his one innovation, and he can get paid for like lifetime. Next is teaching and education. You can also collaborate with some kind of research resource person techniques. Uh, Being a student or being a researcher at one discipline or one department, you can contribute some kind of things, events, or short term research, or one day workshop or one day seminar to other to, because there are lots of many new innovative branches like biotechnology, bioengineering, neuroengineering. So this kind of departments need people from different fields. So let's say you're going to give one day talk on Mathematica, one day talk on MATLAB, one day talk on Scilab, one day talk how to use linear algebra in biological problem, how to use differential equation in biological problem. So you are going to give a lecture of or talk of short in seminar of on differential equation to biotechnology people. So they will use this kind of information in their own research, and parallelly they will ask you question, and that question will help you to think very differently the same differential equation, the same concept, but in a different way. Next is emerging technology. I think in last 4 days you have learned many more about data science, artificial intelligence, and these things. So yes, these tools are very important and applicable nowadays, which are very beneficial and helpful to enhance our research and open new possibilities for interdisciplinary research. You can now you can analyze data in a like moment, or you can see how it is working when you are collaborating with people from different background, different diverse expertise. You are not only getting technologies, but also you are learning how to how to implement this kind of technology if you don't have background from that, but if you are collaborating, you are learning, then you will use that kind of particular techniques even in your own problem, or maybe you can modify or improvise your problem. Next we will see some case studies which are maybe from India or maybe from foreign countries. So I will here discuss some of them. So some of from mathematical background and one or two from others. And I will also discuss here which kind of discipline involved in this particular case studies. So this program is by run has been run by government of India, that is smart cities innovatives. So discipline here, see the discipline involved: urban planning, information technology, sociology, environmental science, and economics. Various smart cities initiatives around the world bring together experts from urban planning, IT, sociology, environmental science. See, there the cities were like total of 100, and this is the project cost. You can see, you can search more information with these links. So here, see, this kind of initiative has been taken, which is being collaborated with different people from, you can understand, not only experts are involved in this kind of initiative, but also what I have told in first slide, that is participatory people, those who are not from academic background, because in order to make a city smart, what kind of people, even from the labor class, everybody has effort, has something to contribute to the society. So this kind of technique is totally covering all dimensions of interdisciplinary approach. Next is the brain initiative. This discipline involved neuroscience, engineering, computer science, and material science. Nowadays, it is also involving mathematics, because in computational neuroscience, what we are doing mathematical modeling. For example, if I will take one example from my own thesis, so I was interested in brain dynamics, and I wanted to see how neurons behave uh, in neurological disorder, during neurological disorders, and during normal brain. So in order to study that, we have to first study how neurons is, what kind of activities a neuron behaves or show. So when we are giving any stimulus, because generally when we are not thinking, it's like when we are talking, we are doing, we are shaking our hand, we are doing any activity, then there are some kind of signals inside the brain which is going to other, passing to other neurons. So when there is no simulation, no stimulus, then our brain is like in rest, neurons are at resting potential. But when something is given, some stimulus is given, then what will happen, that particular neuron will send signal to other neurons. Let's say I hold a hot cup of tea. So what kind of signal my brain will give? Just I will remove my hand from that. If I'm not holding with the handle, if let's say I am holding the body and it is not that thermostyle cup. So see, so we have to consider whole perspective. I cannot say a simple language. Here we are applying interdisciplinary things, like the cup should not be thermostyle, because if it is thermostyle, you will not get the heat. I am not holding the handle, I am holding the body and it is too hot, then what kind of signal my brain will send to like other neurons? So remove your hand, and I will remove, I will keep it on the table or on the desktop immediately, or maybe if it's too hot, I will break the cup. So I will break the cup. So there are various possibility, so this kind of stimulus, when our brain is getting neuron is getting stimulus, then it is firing action potential. There is particular threshold thing there too. If that threshold is reachable, like neuron reach to this particular threshold, then only it will fire neuron signals. Because if it's like not that hot, bit warm, so you can hold it, right? So it's not like message will send, okay, remove your hand. No, you can bear it, that it's like holdable. Okay, I can hold this. So same thing happen if that the strength of that stimulus is not according to that threshold value, then signal will not pass from one neuron to other neuron. In that case, the action potential will not be fired. But if that signal is too strong, so as I took the example, if it's too hot, I have to have, it's there is a no chance, I cannot burn my fingers or my palm. So in that case, neurons will fire action potential, and that signal will pass from one neuron to other neuron. So this kind of things are doing spiking, like you will observe the spiking pattern. And in a similar manner, when it's if you have heard about the seizure or epilepsy, because not every seizure is epilepsy, but it's a recurring of seizure. If somebody is having seizures, that you have heard the word mirgi in Hindi. So if somebody is kind of getting attack of seizure more frequently or more often, like okay, in 1 month or after 3 months or in 6 months once or in 1 year, so if it is recurring, then it comes under epilepsy. So what kind of neuron firing is possible? So in this case, in that case, what is happening, brain is giving multiple signals. So they are doing, maybe it's shaking, just they drop everything, or they are doing some other physical, shaking of a hand, or just they have turned by something like from leg or hand. So there are multiple signal transferred from one neurons to together, everything is working. So that is abnormal stage. And mathematically, like not mathematically, but when we are doing simulation with mathematical equation, and you are giving that kind of value for current, you will see the spike pattern that is very abrupt. That is not kind of periodic simulation, that is kind of more chaotic. So you can see that this particular firing behavior of neuron is not from the normal case, this is from the abnormal case. So this kind of studies you can do, and this brain initiative also are funding. So you can get fund to understand or learn this kind of things, computational neuroscience. This is based in US. Right now this funding is closed, but it is opening once in a year. You can see and search if you are interested in modeling or computation of brain dynamics or computational neuroscience. Next is spatial ecology and epidemiology. So discipline involved here are mathematical biology, oncology, or computational modeling. So in ecology or epidemiology, in ecology, I already took the example, which was from food web or food chain, or you can see what are the dynamics of prey-predator during the competition or population dynamics. Here I will take the example from epidemiology. Nowadays, everybody you have heard about like cancer. There are many person who are suffering from cancer death. If you will visit TMH, Tata Memorial Hospital, Mumbai, or even in Cancer Hospital, Varanasi, or everywhere, you will see the like lines for the cancer patient, and that is very kind of disappointing nowadays. But it is growing. The number of patients is growing, and we cannot do like to stop this. But there are various discipline which is working to study new insights of this cancer modeling. But there are some discipline on which there are vaccine, there are medicine to stop those kind of infection or growth of that cancer tumor. So various projects focus on mathematical modeling cancer growth. These are the one initiative, IIT Madras developed AI model for better cancer treatment. So you have learned AI in last 3 or 4 days. You have learned AI, so you can apply and you can try in your problem too. So people are using different techniques and they are putting all information together to know, because if it is not possible, like, let's say if it is theoretical possible to suppress the infection, to suppress the growth of a tumor, then maybe it is possible to experiment in silico, and then maybe we can suggest to do it in vivo experiment. Next is network biology. So discipline involves here is graph theory, system biology, molecular biology. So here I have cited some papers which you can explore to get more idea. So you can use how this kind of case studies have involved different discipline to study, to understanding cellular process, signal transduction, and disease pathways. So this kind of things in system biology, if I, let's say, I have to analyze impact of immune system on some disease, so I will study not only modeling but every aspects of immune system, which is two type of majorly innate and immune, and I have to understand what kind of role T cells is performing, what kind of role B cells is performing, dendrites, uh, natural killer cells, macrophages. There are lots of terms which have been involved in immune dynamics. So you have to consider everything, how pathways. It's like we cannot say this cell will comes first. You have to go one by one. You have to understand the hierarchy of your immune system. You have to understand the dynamics within the immune system. Then only you can apply your technique or your model to understand. Next is mathematical model of infectious disease. So in this case studies, discipline involved epidemiology, mathematics, and statistics. So of course, mathematical models play a crucial role in understanding the dynamics of infectious disease. Projects in this area focused on modeling disease transmission, predicting outbreaks, assessing the impact of intervention, and informing public health strategies. So let's take one example. If somebody is doing surveillance of some kind of data, let's say bad virus, or let's say some kind of population data, and they are if there is some kind of communicable disease, and they understand, okay, they are the, because during COVID-19 we know if it is communicable by like from one, because some disease are communicable from one person to other, some are from animal to like human. So in that case we don't have to worry about human, because we know that possibilities is from animal to human. So we have to be careful about affected animals. It's not like from all animals, but if we know that this particular animal is infected, so we have to be careful about that. So this kind of techniques, what kind of dynamics is relevant within the human, like human, whether it is susceptible, whether it is infected, whether it is recovered or in like latent phase, and then the vector factor, maybe it is animal or mosquito or virus, then in that which kind of components you are going to study, from where the infection is coming, how the infection is interacting with our immune system or our population growth. So analyzing all the perspective, then only we can apply this interdisciplinary approach to understand the particular case study. Next is mathematical ecology of population dynamics. So in this population biology discipline is involved, mathematics and statistics is involved. So mathematical ecology explores population dynamics, including the interaction between the species, like as I have mentioned, competition for resource. If there is a common resource for two prey or two predators, then what will happen? Who will get the more, who will get the less? If I am doing like modeling of prey predator, what if it like more predator will, if I will consider more predator and less prey, what will happen? Prey will go to extinction. There will not be any prey and only predator, only predator. So we have to consider the possible, realistic possible ways, so that because it is not possible only human will survive in on this earth, or only birds will survive on this earth, or only fishes will survive on this earth. So we have to consider, that's why here ecology discipline involved in this kind of modeling, because we have to consider ecological factor as well as environmental factor. Even we have to think very like very precisely. When if we are going to consider a forest life, then we have to consider when birds will play a role, because in night maybe it is possible birds will not come out from next. So in daytime maybe it is possible everybody is contributing something, but in night maybe this variable will be less as compared to day. So that is environmental factor too. In rainy season maybe it is different, because some infection are seasonal. So we have to consider our environmental factor too. If it's from hot to cold, like summer to winter season, we face more often everybody is infected from cold. Again, from winter to summer season, many people are getting infection of cold. So but during summer less, maybe in winter more. So there are environmental factor as well as other factors which are involving the particular kind of problem. So this was from my side, and thank you. I will be happy to take questions.
Dear participants, if you have any query, you may put your question in the chat box also.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And all the participants, please fill the feedback form. And we have shared the assignment also for the session. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. And on behalf of Purnima College of Engineering and the organizing committee, please accept the appreciation certificate. I'm sharing the appreciation certificate with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a really very wonderful and knowledgeable session from you. And I request all the participants, if you have any queries, please ask ma'am. Ma'am is here with us. I think, ma'am, there is no more queries.
Okay, fine, no issue.
It is really very nice. And
Thank you so much.
Okay. So now I would like to request all the participants to join the next session at 1:25, and in this session we will have the validatory program also. And for this session we have shared the feedback link and the assignment link in the chat box. I request to all participants, please fill the assignment and feedback form. Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, and all the participants. Now we can end the session.